and rather logarithm and exponents, and then polynomial functions. Then next week will be our final review. Then I will also give your final exam for next week, week 17. And week 18, we will have our in-person fellowship, no? So alam mo na, Jomar, yung schedule natin. Jomar. So it will be on week 18, it will be a Tuesday. We'll be following the third year schedule, 9 a.m. So nakausap na kayo, di ba? Tama ba? Jomar? Jomari? Yan. So chat ka lang dyan, Brad. Okay, sound check 1, 2. Okay, sound check 1, 2. Okay, I'm trying to broadcast also on our Facebook and YouTube channel, no? So for YouTube, you know my channel, CBC Ministries Online PH. And on Facebook, we're live also on our page. No? Not on my profile, but on my page, Baptist Ministerial Seminary. Right? So where are the others? No? That's perhaps I could just wait for them for 2 minutes, then we'll start. Start na tayo. Do you still have classes afterwards, May? Or before this class, no? I think you have a class. Before wala. So what's the reason why they're not here? No, wala na pala eh. So paagasaan na tayo. So we have a lot of topics for us to discuss. Baka ubusin na natin yung topics niyo. Though I suppose you already submitted. I think you should be submitting already your week 15 take home, no? Since we have not been able to meet last week. No, I suppose you studied inequalities as well, no? So I'll be expecting your submission there, no? All right, so yan, konting minuto na lang, no? Hintay tayo. Okay, welcome Aaron, how are you? Okay, sige, let's start. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity where we could continue our discussion for this second to the last week. We have week 16 and we will have a culminating on week 17, and week 18 we'll have our year-end fellowship for the in-person students. I pray, Lord, for your grace. I pray, Lord, for your mercy. Sustain us, Lord, that our learning experience will be contributing to our growth academically as a student and ministerially for the sake of the body of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, good morning, Val. How are you? Okay, Aaron and Val is with us. Jomari and Maymay. No? So, okay, we cannot wait for them. We'll start with logarithm today. No? Alright. Okay, I'll be also sharing this document for your review. Also, this same document on chat box. I'll be sending this to the chat box. Okay, Jemuel, welcome. All right. So we'll be dealing, Lord willing, we'll dealing these 3 topics today. Then next week will be wrap up, or perhaps those we miss, we will wrap up. I will also give your final exam. It will be a take-home examination. It will be week-long. So expect not so easy questions. Ha? Take-home yan eh. So, of course, pwedeng buksan ang mga notes. No? So, lahat niyan. So, expect more computational rather than theoretical questions. Anyway, that will be a take-home. No? You could open, but not necessarily looking for the solutions in the internet. No? So, that's a problem. So, of course, you could look for resources on the ways you could solve the problem, but not the solution in the internet. No? So, I hope that is clear on your conscience, though this is an open notes examination. No? So, you could look at, but seeking for the exact solution of the exam. No? So, definitely this will be modified. No? I'll be having my pool of resources. I will be modifying this. No? As well. No? So I hope that's clear for us. Okay. By the way, week 18, I will still broadcast the program. So it will be on a Tuesday, not anymore. Week 18 yan guys. We'll have our year-end fellowship together with the third year and second year students. So pinag-isa ko na lang on the schedule of the third year. So we will have a program, just a simple program, then I'll deliver a message. Then afterwards, we will have our lunch fellowship. Yan. It's up to you guys if you would like to come in the Philippines for those abroad, or perhaps just to join us in our lunch fellowship. Then afterwards, you go home afterwards. No? Okay guys, so but anyway, I will be broadcasting the program per se, but the lunch fellowship no more, of course. Okay, so you just you may virtually participate on the program, but on the fellowship, so I think it's Jomari and Jem only. Tama ba? Nakausap na kayo, Jem, Jom? Parang tahimik nyo, Jem, Jom. Okay, week 18 yan guys. December, I think, December 6. It's a Tuesday, so that's week, yes, December 6. So, we'll be meeting first at the classroom of the third year on December 6, 9 o'clock. Oh, welcome Shadrach, how are you? And then we will have our fellowship. Okay? For freshmen, you don't need to worry. Your ate and kuya will take care of your lunch, no? So, yan. Hindi nila alam yun, pero siyempre, ililibre kayo ng mga don't worry much on the expenses, no? We'll take care of that, even the transpo. No? Kabilang akit lang tayo ng bakod, doon na tayo kakain. No? So, I try to look for an Andy grill, no? We will have that. We will eat that. So, ang makukuha na lang sa chat box, puro picture ng kumakain. No? So yung mga virtual, ayan. Next time, punta na kayo dito sa LD. No? Kung saan mang dako kayo. Kasi it will be a hybrid, no more pure online. It will be hybrid and face-to-face. Yes, Bal. That's a good parallel thing to do is for you to have your own lunch while we're feasting on an Andy Grill on week 18. That would be fine with us. No? That would be fine with us. Okay? All right. We're now dealing with the logarithm. Okay, I suppose you have read this already. Then we will have a wrap up next week. No? So I just need to have some few notes on this. So we need to understand the laws of logarithm. I will be sharing this on our chat box, no? For your copy. All right. Okay, I'll be sending this now to our chat box. So just for you to have a copy. So I will no longer require any take home. The next thing that I will give you is your final examination. It will cover perhaps most of the topics, and basically it's more computational rather than theoretical because it is an open note exam and it will be for 1 week. So I expect your submission earlier. Okay. So some already have accessed the file. That's for your reference. No? Now, let's continue here. Okay, for the laws of logarithm, it was derived actually from the laws of exponent. There are similarities. For instance, if I would like to recall a raised to n equal to b, or n rather, yes, I would connote this as, so that could be converted. Okay, that could be, hindi, dito. Hindi ko na, nakalimutan ko yung symbol na yun. No? To a logarithmic form. Okay, take note, such that the logarithm form of a log of n, the capital N, to the base A is equal to n. Okay, so that's the equivalent, guys. So take note of the equivalency of the laws of n to the logarithm, and it will help us a lot in solving many problems. Of course, there are two types of logarithm that we commonly use. No, one is based on 10. No? Okay, I have a trivia to you. What do you call, what's the technical term for base 10 logarithm, guys? Sige, you could chat. You could use your Google search if you want. The technical term used for base 10 logarithm. Come on, you go to the chat box. Sige. So the most technical, I will give a point. Okay? So there's a point for that. Okay, you put now in the chat box. My question is, what's the technical term for a base 10 logarithm? Okay, Bal, you have just retyped what I have retyped. So, log is just a command or a shortcut. I'm asking what is the technical term for a base 10 logarithm. So it's a term. Okay, it's a term. Okay, anyone? Put that in the chat box, your answer, guys. Decadic. Saan mo nakuha yun, Jo Marie? Kasi ano, deca means 10. Hindi yun, hindi. Yeah. Pero nice try, Jom, nice try. Decadic, ngayon ko na narinig yan. Because of the word 10, deca. Meron yan, guys, meron. May dalawang actually sagot, pero mas technical yung isa. Kasi siya ang naka-invento nun. Yan. O, di ba? Binigyan ko na kayo ng clue kung ano. It's named after the one that formulates the base 10 logarithm. Alright? Sige na, chat na kayo. Diyan ba't dalawa lang yung nagchat-chat? Ano ba yan? Ayan, tama. Si Jom, nakuha ni Jom. Briggshan logarithm. Dahil si Briggs ang also may. Sige, both of you will get 2 points. Or a credit for that. Ayan, Briggshan. Hindi didactic ha. Ayan, Google. Thank you for the Google. Okay. Yeah, I allow that. So this is care of Tom and my. Alright? So anyway, so it will be permanent on that notation. Kasi pag nag-compute ako ng grade nyo, babalikan ko lahat ng docs na may mga pangalan nyo. So pag wala kayong pangalan doon, ibig sabihin hindi kayo nag-participate. De, joke lang yun. Yun. Thank you, Google. Yes, Briggshan logarithm, or a common term is common logarithm. Common or Briggshan. Briggshan, Briggs because he's the formulator, or common logarithm. Okay. Now, okay, alam niyo yung susunod kong tanong. Kung may base 10, may base E. Ano naman yung technical term for base E logarithm? Exception for Jom and Maymay. Others would answer. Okay, exceptions for Jom and Maymay. Everyone could answer. Okay, you use the same methodology as Jo Marie. Nagpasalamat siya kay Google. Sige, what happened to you? You're too silent. Aaron, Val, Jem, and Shad. Nako, si James. Ano kayo nangyari kay James? Baka may chat na naman si James, ha? Nako nga, baka may chat na naman. So far, wala naman. Okay. Okay, Jem. Yes. Another term. Jem well got na natural log. Yun yung most common na term, no? Common log, counterpart niya. Ano yung ano yung more technical term? Again, name after the formulator. Okay? Ito naman common, base 10 to. Base 10. Okay? Base 10 log. Dito naman, so may tawag pa dyan. Okay. Aba, si Jem din na nakakuha. Correct. Naperian logarithm, no? Because it's John Napier's. Very good, Jem. Ayan, si Jem naman. So, walang nakakuha ang iba sa inyo. So, base E. Sa base E, it's Naperian or natural logarithm. Which is equal to base E log. Or sometimes, ln. No, the symbol is ln, no? Yung ln or yung ln, natural logarithm or Naperian logarithm. All right? So sometimes we symbolize it as ln of x. Ln of x. Ito namang common logarithm, we simply connote it as log of x. We don't need to specify the base because it is automatic that when there is no base on log of x, it means base 10. And yung ln of x is equivalent to log of x to the base e. So we need to understand that, no? So log of x to the base e. While log of x, you don't need to write this, but the definition of this is log to the base 10. So, but we don't usually do that anymore. That's a redundancy, no? We just eliminate base 10. Log of x will automatically mean base 10. log of x to the base 10. For ln of x, automatically that means log of x to base e. Alright, makes sense guys? Do I make sense? Though this had been taught to you maybe previously on your mathematics. So it's just worth recalling. Perhaps this will be an item for the board examination. Well, it could be. It could be. Alright. Now, so this is the relationship of an exponential function to a logarithmic equation. No? Take note. Here we could see the pattern a raised to n, the small n, is equal to big N. Okay? So that's how we formulate a logarithmic expression out of exponential form, no? I would say. All right? Now, so let's have some equation here. So perhaps 3 squared is equal to 9. It follows that log of 9 to the base 3 is equal to 2. Right? Is equal to 2. Because 3 squared is equal to 9. Or this could be converse, guys. No, converse statement to. Sometimes una yung log of 9 to the base 3 is equal to 2 because 3 squared 3 squared is equal to 9. Or 3 squared is equal to 9, then log of 9 to the base 3 is equal to 2. It's a converse statement. No, converse statement yan, guys. No? So pwede natin gamitin interchangeably yung mga relations na yan. No? I hope this is clear to you. Right? So this is clear to you. Okay, so James is not here, no? All right, so yeah, we'll continue. Now let's look into the laws of logarithm. Okay, so there are several rules here, but it has its exponential counterpart. Okay, it has its exponential counterpart. Later on, I will challenge you to later on, if we'll have time, no? So number one, it's log. Actually, I will tell you some of the exponential counterpart. In fact, the basis, the proof for the logarithmic property is based on its exponential counterpart. For instance, this is a logarithm of product. Product mn, of course, common base. So this would be, you know this already, but it needs some reiteration. More especially for those who will take the board examination sooner or later. Log of m to the base b plus log of n to the base b. Alright, so perhaps an example will be necessary. So perhaps okay, so perhaps log, we could make use a log of x y squared. So how will you treat that? Basically, it's just sum, sum of the logarithm of each of the factors. The sum of the product, or I would say the logarithm of the product, is the sum of the log of each factors. Okay, do I make sense? So yung factors, when you take the individual logarithm and get the sum, that is the log of the product. Okay, so for here, if you will apply this will become log of x plus log y squared. But ultimately, we know that log y squared is not the simplest form. Now later on, I will show you also one of the properties, another property of logarithm. But for the sake of example, I will simplify this. This become log of x plus a log of 2y, 2 log y. 2 log y. Tulog na. Right? 2 log y. Okay? So, binaba natin yung squared. Okay? So, that would be another property, but just to set an example here. No? So, that's how will you simplify a logarithmic expression. Okay? So, that's one. That's one of the law or the laws. No? It's plural. Another is this one. How about the logarithm of quotient? No? Number one is logarithm of product. Number two is logarithm of quotient. All right. So still m over n. So take note the pattern, guys. Since we add, we get the sum of the logarithm of each factors. For the log of quotient, it's the difference of the numerator, the log of the numerator minus the log of the denominator. Okay, so that would be the case. No? Log of b, log of m minus log of b or log of n to the base b. Okay. Okay, so we have an example here. Perhaps okay, for instance, log of 1/2. Okay, so this will become log 1 minus log 2. Hi, my child. All right. And what is log 1, guys? Logarithm of 1. Okay, you are thinking now of an exponent that when you raise the base to that exponent, the answer is 1. What's the answer? What's the answer, guys? Huh? What's the answer, guys? It seems that you're so quiet. Log of 0 is what? My, what's log of 0? Okay, yes, it's 0. Correct. So, this is 0 minus log of 2, therefore equal to negative log of 2, or simply negative log of 2. Right? So, that would be the case, no? Because this is 0. So, here, it follows that log of 1/2 would be equal to negative of log of 2. Right? So that's a property in terms of quotient, the logarithm of the quotient. Now, another property that we could have is the exponential or the power property. Dito na papasok yung kanina. Yung kanina, yung sa y squared dito. Alright, so we have number 3. Alright, so we have here, for instance, log of to the base b again. This time, your Okay, your m has an exponent, log raised to p. That's your power. No? So its equivalent would be p log of to the base b m. Okay, so that's the you could bring down the exponent, and that would become a multiplier of your logarithm. Okay, just like what we have done here. Log of y squared is equal to 2 log y. 2 log. May natulog, no? So that would be the case. Alright, other clarification. I suppose you on your readings you have a lot of example here. Of course, the property of log, no? Don't forget the property of logarithm. So we could always another property perhaps. Log of, by the way, if it applies to log, it will also apply to ln or ln. No? Whatever applies to logarithm applies to ln, because ln is just base e. Take note, base e lang yan. Log of x to the base e is ln of x. Okay, kaya siya Naperian or natural logarithm. No? So take note of that. Alright, so ayan, so we have here, let's have some combination. Okay, applying the properties now. Okay, so we could dissect this, or perhaps I have some fractional part here. Let me elaborate the problem para masaya. Okay, so you could express that. Now the factors in the numerator are all added. So you have a log of still base 2, no? Okay, so there's a numerical here. And then what else? So we could log of x cubed, but we could say log of 3 log to the base 2. Okay, 3 log of x to the base 2 plus, so what will be the next one? 2 log of y to the base 2. Then minus, now minus, this could be on the other line. Then minus log of z to the base 2. Okay, we could simplify further, guys. Since take note, your first term is a numerical. You think of a number, when you raise 2 to that number, the answer is 8. So obviously, the answer is, guys, any obvious answer? Log of 8 to the base 2, what's the answer? Or meaning, a number, 2, when raised to that number, the answer is 8. What's the obvious answer, guys? Aaron, what's the obvious answer? Oh, 4 ba, Maymay? 2 raised to 4, Maymay. Yan. Tama si Shad. Ano yung 2 raised to 3? Ano yan? So, of course, 3 is the answer. 3. So, we could further simplify this. Okay? So, this is 3. Right? 3 plus. So, we just copy paste here. No? Okay? Minus log of c to the base 2. Okay? If there are numericals, obviously you could compute. No? Or perhaps you could use your calculator. In some cases, no, during the old times, guys, during the old times, we're using slide rule or table. Tables of logarithm is still used. Perhaps 70s, no? 50 years ago. That's also technology before the era or the advent of electronic calculator or even the scientific calculator. Most of the students we don't have calculators that time. We are using slide rule wherein you could approximate the value or we will use logarithmic tables. Meron talaga siyang logarithm. Ang tawag dyan, meron pang tinatawag na mantisa and characteristic. Meron siyang tinitingnan. Mantisa, tas yung characteristic. Tas pag kinumbine mo yung dalawang yan, makukuha mo yung logarithm. That's the way we could solve logarithm on the pre-calculator era, perhaps 50 years ago. Na sa 1970s, 1960s, the engineering students or even math majors are still using tables and slide rules. Yung slide rule talaga, guys, ini-slide mo yung number para makita mo yung square root niya, yung squared niya, yung logarithm niya, yung sine, cosine, tangent. Nagets ba, guys? You could ask your parents if they have slide rules. Okay? Or logarithmic tables or sometimes trigonometric tables. Okay? So, alam ko hindi na kayo makarelate kasi puro calculator na kayo sa kay Google. Tatanong nyo kay Google or yung calculator yung sagot. Pero during those times, since hindi pa predominant yung may calculator, slide rule or tables are used. Okay? So, that's why we will not emphasize anymore on those calculations kasi it could be solvable directly from your calculator. Alright? So, we'll just focus on the properties. Alright? So, another property that I already explained here, okay, another property. Perhaps it's worth telling it here. Good morning, James. How are you, James? Ayan. Musa James, buti nakakonek ka. Oo nga, Brad eh. Oo. Technically absent ka na eh, pero okay lang. Kasi sa university, ano yan, for every 1.5 hours, 15 minutes. 3 oras tayo. So 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, technically pero tatanggapin kita, walang problema. Yan, ayan ka na naman, wala ka na naman prior notice eh. Huwag mo na akong bigyan ng dahilan, Brad, ng ganyan kasi walang prior notice. Ayan ka na naman eh. Okay na sana yung nakaraan, nag-prior notice ka. Pero wala nang dahilan gano'n. Kasi pag walang prior notice, I won't entertain. No? Wag gano'n. Okay? Yan. So, ito lang, pinapaliwanag ko lang sa inyo kasi sa university, hindi uubra yung ganyan. So, for 1.5 hours, 15 minutes late, absent na yon. No, for 3-hour class, 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, absent ka na rin. So, ganun yun. Ganun kasimple yung... Actually, mas komplikado dito sa online eh, kasi masyadong considerable here. No? A lot of considerations. Ayan, may mga ministry pang... yan. Of course, alam ko, totoo naman talaga yan. Pero, yun, prior notice is essential. No? So, even specifically on my class, I don't mind the professors. No, basta iba kasi professor, they don't mind prior notice. Ako, I mind prior notice because I would respect the time of others. No? Katulad yan, when I attended the conference, I told you that we won't meet on week 15 because of my prior commitment. So that's prior notice, practicing. At least mapayapa yung buhay natin sa isa't isa, no? So ganyan lang kasimple yun. Anyway, all right. So we have here another property. Perhaps it's worth remembering that log of a to the base e is also equal to log of a without the base, which means we transpose it to a common logarithm, no? Log of a over log of b. Or perhaps I could have a space there, a log of b. Okay, so if you would like to transpose into common logarithm, no, you could do this. Okay, you could do this. So these are helpful properties. Okay, let's look at some of supplementary problems here, no? Because I will let the problem solving. You just need to uh, you just need to read and repractice perhaps, no? So that's the purpose of solve problem. I don't need to re-explain the solve problems actually because it's in your bare hands. The specific computations there, the explanation are already given. So as math major, you need to have that pattern, no? Some theory, a little bit of solve problems, and challenge yourself with supplementary problems as well, no? So here I'll be giving a supplementary problem now, just plugging in my some of my okay for if we have time I will discuss next week rational functions, no? Though it's not part of anymore of the it's not part anymore, no? Okay, let's have a rundown of sige, isa-isahin natin to, no? So each one of you will answer, no? This is to evaluate without calculator, guys, and Google, no? I trust that you won't choose calculator, any computing device, or Google per se. It's just by inspection, no? By inspection method, no? So evaluate. Okay, so there's designation based on your uh, arrangements, no? Perhaps. Okay, I will be typing, then I will be assigning the who will be taking care of the example here. To evaluate, okay, let me okay, sino kaya mapupunta dito sa letter B? So let later I will be calling you by wheels of memes, no? Okay, letter C perhaps. right? So at least you could analyze, compute them all now while waiting for your name to be called. So, komplikado rin. 1/4 yung base niya. 16. Right? So, this to challenge you also. And then, letter D. E, rather. So, E. X. Okay, guys, can you see here? No? So, it's A, B, C, D, E, F. So, I will roll the dice. So, let's, later on, just give on the chat box your answer. No? So, we'll submit. Right? So, buti naman, kompleto tayo, no? Okay. Oh, Aaron, pangalan mo nandito. Okay, sige. Si Tom, Jem, Bal, Chad, and James. Alright, guys. Ready? Okay, for letter A. For A. Okay, let me let okay, Jom is letter A. I will put it on the chat box also. Jom. Okay, next for letter B. For letter B. Okay, Aaron, your letter B. For letter C. Okay, for letter C. Okay, Bal, letter C. For D. Letter D. Okay. Sige, for E na tayo. Okay, Shad, your letter E. E. It's between Jem and Mai. Who will be the champion? Okay. So Mai got letter F. For F is Mai. For G is Jem. Okay. So I will be doing again the problems. Okay. So yung letter G, di ko pa natatype. Wait lang. Okay. So medyo special yung letter G, no? Then immediately you could type on the chat box your answer so that I would acknowledge it. All right. For G, so it's more on equation. We solve it. Two log of x is equal to log of 16. Right? So you try to evaluate x. Evaluate x. Okay? So guys, go, go, go. Okay? Parang tahimik nyo guys ha. Ayan na. Those are your assigned letters. You solve it now. No? Okay, letter A is 5, correct? Correct si Jom. Alright? Pair of Jom. Okay, correct. Okay, letter C. Okay, correct, Val. Okay, correct. For letter C. So because 3 raised to negative 1, 3 raised to negative 2 is 1 over 9, correct. Okay, next. Okay, for my mind. Okay, so it becomes cube root. Correct, my mind. That's a top one, but you got it correctly. Correct. Right, good. For my mind. Okay, others, please give your answers now on the chat box. By the way, next week will be still online. Take note, Jom and Jem. Next week will still be online. I won't meet you physically next week. Okay, so we'll still be online next week. Okay, where are the others, guys? Where are the others? Jem. Correct. X equal to 4. Since 2 log of x is equal to log of x squared is equal to 16. Therefore, x equal to 4. Correct. Correct, Jem. Okay, where are others? Sino ba yung letter B? Aaron. Yan. Kayang-kaya ni Aaron yan. Letter B. Oh. Tapos yung letter D. Sino yung letter D? James. Shad. You could do it. Go. So you may explore the properties, no? Still, you could explore the properties of logarithm, no? You could explore that. Basta yung basic nating equivalency niya, no? A raised to n, small n is equal to big N. When you convert that to logarithmic expression, that will be log of n, capital N, to the base A is equal to small n. Okay? So yun yung basic equivalency niya. No? Guys, where are others? Okay, Shad. Wait. Base E to the E. So what will you do with that, Shad? Because here, we could express this, you're correct, in expressing this to x. X times log of E. So, ganun na lang, Shad, di ba? So, ano yung log of E to the base E? Ano yan? Take note, meron tayong ano diyan, may property. Shad, now this is for you. Now, I think we emphasize that even on the first example that we have, or the second example. Wait. I think ito, yung pang-apat pala rather. Ayan o, Shadow, look at the fourth property. Log of A to the base B is equal to log of A over log of B. Now we apply it here. Log of E to the base E. What's that? Shad, I hope you're listening. What is log of E to the base E? Shad. Oh, what is log of E over log of E? What's that? Oh, tama yun. Oh. Oh. So, nandun yung X, nandun yung log of E, Nandito rin yung log of P. Oh, Shad, ano yun? Log of P over log of P. Shad, 1 times X. Alright? Obviously, this is equal to X. Okay? So, correct. I will give you a credit for that, Shad. Okay? Sige. Pintay na lang natin yung iba. Alright? So, how about where's letter B? Oh, Aaron. Aaron and James. Alright? So, I hope you could answer this. Letter B and ano tayo? Yan. Okay? So, Aaron, what's your answer? Log of 4th root of 10. Oh, hint. There's a hint. Aaron, if you could hear me, I would give you a hint. No? I give you a hint for this. So this could be written also as log of 10 raised to 1/4. Tama ba, ano, Aaron? Can you hear me? Aaron, are you there? All right. So log of 10 raised to 1/4. Oh, you apply the power formula. Oh, sige na, simplify mo na. I'm giving you a chance to simplify. All right? Sige, also James, no, if you have your answers already. For letter D. I think James got letter D. Yes. All right. Sige, waiting for you. And then afterwards, we'll move on because most of the problems are computational. You don't need that. It could be solvable in your calculator. Now, we could just look into the basic properties only. Basic properties only. Okay? So we could explore some of later on logarithmic equations. We will be dealing with logarithmic equations also. Same as true with letter G a while ago. That's a logarithmic expression. All right. Aaron, what's your answer? All right. So, of course, the answer is 1/4 because what would happen here? So that's correct, Aaron. What would happen here? This is 1/4 log of 10. And what is log of 10? Log of 10 is equal to 1. So this would become equal to 1. So this is, okay. Guys, wait for a while. I have a call. I have a call. Wait for a while. Okay, I'm back. So 1/4 Aaron, no? Oh, how about James' answer? So okay na tong kay ano, okay na tong kay Aaron. James, do you have your answer? James? Okay, correct na yung kay Aaron. James, you're still there? Is my audio clear, guys? Okay naman, no? May okay audio ko. Alright, anyway, let's continue. Tuloy tayo. So this time, equations naman. Equations. Though itong letter G, it's a type of logarithmic equations already, no? So we will evolve on this, no? So I would demonstrate one or two. Actually, madali na to, no? So kayang-kaya niyo na to. So perhaps for the sake of illustrative instruction, no, I may answer one. Okay? For instance, so if you have log of 2 or log of x to the base 2, which is equal to 3, we'll just convert this to exponential form. No? So what will be the exponential form? Obviously, this is 2 raised to 2 raised to 3 is equal to x. So if you're solving for x, or this is 8 is equal to x. Alright? So madali lang siya, guys, no? So another example. So if another example here, so perhaps I could give some example, and then we will move on to polynomial, no? That's my target. At least we could have two topics today, logarithm and polynomial. The next week we will conclude, no, in rational, no? I will include rational function and others that no, yung mga exponential forms pa na hindi natin na-discuss. So that's probable, no? All right. So what if your expression is log of y is equal to negative 2. All right? So what will be the y? Of course, you could still express that in terms of exponential form. Take note, if the logarithm does not have base, it is assumed to be base 10. All right? So if there's no base or subscript that it will indicate the base of the logarithm, it assumes to be base 10. All right? So take note of that. Log of y means log of y to the base 10. But we don't need anymore to write base 10. All right? So we could always express this in terms of since the base is 10, automatically this would be 10 raised to negative 2. That would be equal to y. Or, so what is 10 relative 2? That is 1 over 100. Okay? It's equal to y. All right? So that's how we could, so normally we make use of the properties of logarithm, but when we're already on a deadlock in the property, we could convert it to exponential expression. All right? We could convert it into exponential expression. James, I just chat box your answer, no? Chat your answer. I'm still waiting for your answer. So we are moving on already on this, right? All right. So like this one. Uh, Say for instance, you have log log of 2x plus 1 to the base 3 is equal to 1. Still remain the same. You could express this in terms of its exponential form. No, the exponential form is 3 raised to 1 or equal to 3, which equals to 2x plus 1. So obviously, you have, as I move to the other line, all right? Okay, so that would become 3 minus 2 is equal to x, is equal to 2x, or 1 is equal to x. So that could be the answer, the solution, or x equal to 1, no? So hindi naman palaging ang variable nasa kaliwa eh. Pwede ring nasa kanan. Okay? Sige. Okay, I will just ask you one question. First three correct answer to the chat box, no? Ano, wala na naman si James, no? James. Mahina talaga siguro yung ano. Mahina. Siguro he could try other network. Kasi kung mahina yung isang network, malakas yung isang network. Sigurado yun. Kung saan mahina yung isa, malakas yung isa. Ganun yun. Kasi nga competition eh. No, they are into competition. Alright? Sound check lang ako mga kapatid ha. Wait lang. Kasi nga competition. No, they are into competition. Alright? Alright. So I'm monitoring my voice because sometimes it's garbled or sometimes I sounds like a robot in the YouTube broadcast. No? So since I'm recording this, I hope you're subscribed already on my YouTube channel, guys. This one way of helping also our ministry, live stream ministry. So I have as you know, I have my morning devotion every day. And also our Sunday school is also broadcast through the YouTube channel and our CBC Ministries online PH YouTube channel and our Facebook live stream Baptist Ministerial Seminary. So those are the two streams where you could see me, though it's also based on my profile. All right. Okay, guys. First three only to give the correct answer, but you won't copy, no? Okay, this one is the problem. All right. Okay, so first three, guys. First three in the chat box. So this is the battle of internet speed. Okay, first in the chat box. Or perhaps you could, not the first one, but all of you, please. The first three who has a correct answer, I will grant the score or the credit. Okay? By the way, this is part of your online activity, which corresponds to your 25% of your grade. No? So, okay, guys, you plug in. Of course, the past test will garner the first correct on my end. No, on my end. No, when I receive your answer. Okay. So no more change answer. Make sure that's your okay. Shad has already an answer. Next. Oh, biglang binawi ni Shad. Talaga Shad, oh. All right. Okay, sige. Sige, I would grant that. Okay, but the next time that's your final answer. Okay, just post your final answer, guys. Okay. So the first one is my Jo Marie. All right. Sige, you could flash your answers. So my and Jo Marie only. Shad, binawi niya pa yung sa kanya. Okay, Jo Marie. Okay, Bal has also an answer. Okay. Sige, I'll let all of you give your answer. Then I will try to look the first three correct answers. You chat also your answer. Don't copy somebody's answer. Right? So it's Maymay, Jo Marie, and Bal. Okay? Are there takers? More takers? So I'm okay. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Chad, are you changing your answer? Now it's now the time to flash to type your answer in the chat box. Okay? So a few more minutes or seconds rather. Okay, okay, Jemuel has one, Shad has two. Okay, how about James and Aaron? If you have your answers on the last question that I posed. So Jemuel is one, Shad is two. How about James and Aaron? All right, I think that's it. All right, so here, let me solve it for you. So of course, we could transform this into its exponential equivalent. And the exponential equivalent is x minus 1 squared, okay, is equal to 4x. So perhaps I could already factor out. All right. So here, so there is a cancellation. So we could cancel x minus 1 squared to x minus 1. Huh? So what remains is x minus 1 is equal to 4. Therefore, x is equal to 5. Okay, congratulations for the first uh, Maymay, Jom, and Bal who got the credits. Okay? So, hindi ko na siya i-hierarchical. Basta credit na lang. Okay, congratulations. May, Jom, and Bal. Okay? Now, now you could browse through the material that I uploaded. So though I will not focus more on computational because that could be solved using your calculator, but the principles or perhaps solving for uh, logarithmic equation, no, that's far more better. All right. Let me browse through. Okay. Sige. another set of okay, I'll be typing again a question, first three to get it correct. All right, so we'll maximize the time. Then afterward, I'll be moving on into polynomial equation. Okay, so here I'll be using a ln. No? Ln. By the way, ln is a logarithm based on e. Okay, same property is applied. Ln or log, same property. Okay, so we could see two variables here, u and p. I want you to solve for u. Solve for u, guys. First three only, first three. Solve for u. All right. Okay, this is something to think about. I'm giving you 4 to 5 minutes to think about the solution. Okay. Then I'll move on to polynomial. No, kasi yung application naman, guys, this is familiar since the application of logarithm and exponents normally is used in interest, compound interest. So I will not anymore deal with that since you have your math of investment course also. I suppose it will be dealt with on that course. No? So I won't anymore, though it's part, no? I upload that as our material, no? But I will not emphasize anymore because that will be taught ex- extensively on that course. Okay. So normally investment. What is the course for that? I forgot. Okay. Math of investment is MAT102. You have already, guys, no? Are you taking it now? My mind, are you taking it now? Math of investment 102. Not yet pa? Ah, really? So next sem siya. So ang ngayon ay history of mathematics, tama? History of math, math 101. And then next week, next sem is math of investment. Okay. Anyway, it will be exhaustive, no? Yung discussion doon ng interest, how we use logarithm, exponent, etc. So those are applications. So I would skip on that and I will move on to polynomial after this, no? After this, you please solve this, no? If you have the ways or means where you could solve that, all right? So solve for you. Okay, Val has an answer. Let's see. We don't have a simplistic answer, meaning answer expected to have an exponential form. Oh, that's my clue. I give you chance, Val, to change your answer. So there are manipulations needed here. Okay, I'll be giving a double point for this. No? So this is not a regular activity, but a double, no? A double point. I'll just indicate by having two x. Yan. I hope you could answer correctly, applying the laws of logarithm. Right? Sige, while waiting, I'll be preparing for our the next topic we have. But next time we will have a rundown of the algebra, the curriculum, so that if we miss something, we will still be discussing, or perhaps I could ask you some sample problems, no, for board examination, no. So we will have a rundown of activity of topics by next week. All right. I may include rational functions and yung binomial expansion. I think binomial expansion. All right. Sige. So while waiting for your answers, I'll be fixing some of my lectures now. Maganda pa lang pang final exam question to, ha. Dapat hindi ko muna binigay, no? It will be better if I will give this as a final exam. But nevertheless, I already given it as an exercise. I won't give it as a final exam question. Okay, I'm waiting for 2 to 3 minutes perhaps. Okay, sige, 2 minutes, guys. Kaya ba? Mahirap ba? Okay, Maymay has an answer. Let's see. 2T. So may cancellation na nangyari, Maymay? Sige, sige. Sige. So Bal is one. Well, Bal will change the answer, no? Okay. So let's wait for others to. Guys, let's have some cup of coffee. Yan, nainit pa. Yeah, freshly brewed by my wife. Alright, so sige, 1 minute na lang then I'll compute to give way for our next topic. Though it will be carry over next week, no? This polynomial will not, if we may not be done on time. So, yeah, pwede pa na discuss and then the remaining topics. So, whatever topics we may have. Okay, guys? Okay, I think I could solve now. Let us solve for now. Basically, what you're gonna do since it's in a logarithmic, uh, pwede mag-interchange, no? So, pwede yung erase siya. Since both are on base E, you could have interchange bases. Take note. So, the base for the left side is E. That is log of 30 minus U to the base E. That's equivalent to ln of 30 minus U. No? On the other hand, you have also ln 30 minus 2t. No? But what we're gonna do here is we will neutralize the logarithm. Again, how will you neutralize the logarithm? By exponentation. So we could exponentiate such that what you're gonna do, take note, this is lo and behold. So perhaps this will okay, Jem has an answer. All right, so but a little complicated. We'll see. Jomari also. Okay. Sige. So Jom and Jem has their corresponding answer. We'll see which is the nearest of them all. But the first thing to do, oops, nawala yung problem, is for us to raise them to E. Raise them to E. No? Everybody will be raised to E. So when raising to E, it will not violate any equation. Okay? So this is E also. We raise to E. Since log is base E, no, we could do this. Minus 2t. Okay, what will be the manipulation? Of course, when E was raised to ln, it neutralizes. It will be neutralized. Now, meaning these are opposite operation. Raising to E, to the base E, and ln, which is base E, would cancel. All right? So what would happen there, guys, is that it will be neutralized. That will be only 30 minus U. All right? And for the right side of the equation, we'll just need to manipulate such that now we will follow the rules of exponent. Now take note. Wait, I need to, oops. Siguro bitinin muna natin dito. Okay? So, here guys, so let us recall the laws of exponent. Recall that when A is raised to x minus y, what's the answer? Obviously, this is equal to x raised to x, A raised to x all over A raised to y, and vice versa. These are converse. We will apply it here on the right side of the equation. Okay? Since x would be ln 30 and y would be 2t. Okay, the 2t. We could apply that directly. Okay, I hope you're getting, you could listen guys, hear me. So applying it here, that's to our problem. So we could neutralize, since E is raised to a ln, we could neutralize that. That becomes only 30 minus U. And the right side of the equation, applying the recall of laws of exponent. So what do we have? You have E, okay, fraction. So E raised to ln 30, oops, there another neutralization that will happen, but wait. Huh? Ln 30 all over where y is equal to 2t. Alright? So E raised to 2t. Again, we could sense another neutralization, guys. So E raised to ln 30 is neutralized. It will be just become 30. Alright? Huh? So it will be just be 30. So 30. Alright? So, sige. I will simplify it also. However, I would like to transfer U to the other side of the equation. And what remains on here is 30 all over E raised to 2t as U. Okay? Okay, I will just make this a small U, no? Para for convenience sake, no? For convenience sake. Alright? Next line. So again, so since we're solving for U, I will dump everything to the left side of the equation. Whereas I could notice some common factor which is equal to 30. No? So, but that will later. So this is 30 minus 30 all over E raised to 2t, not 25. Alright? So we'll see which the nearest answer here. No? So you have E raised to 2t equal to U. Okay, we got the answer already. Or we could factor 30 such that this become 1, 30 times 1 minus, no? I could interchange. I could make this non-fractional. So yung 1 over 2, 1 over E raised to 2t, that would become E raised to negative 2t. Alright? Okay? Okay? This is equal to U, guys. Okay? Who is the nearest of them all? Okay? May T squared si Jem. Si Jom, may loan pa rin siya. So, dapat mawala yung, the loan should be eradicated. So, no one got the correct answer. Alright? So, no one. I don't think that's similar, Jom and Jem, but thank you for your effort. Okay. Actually, no one got the correct answer. Even my is not that close. Okay? So, sige. Anyway, we will continue, move on. Now, polynomial equations, no, which will be our next topic. It is expressed in terms of the descending order of x, power of x, until it reaches the constant x raised to 0, which is constant whose coefficient is a sub 0. So, there's a corresponding coefficients, no? So, this is a polynomial equation. So, it says here in your note, a polynomial of degree n in the variable x is a function of x which can be written in this form. No? So, of course, we could written in the form. Normally, we could express this in terms of p of x. No? P of x. Normally, we could see that p of x or polynomial function. So, that's how could we express that. And the basic problem for polynomial is to find for the roots of the equation, or sometimes we call it the zeros of the equation, because we normally assume this is equal to 0, and then there's a need for us to find the roots of the equation, or sometimes we call it zeros of the equation. Okay, so those are just terminologies. And there are theorems that we need to consider in solving for the zeros of the polynomial. No? So we have the zeros of polynomial equations. So basically, we need to consider letter A is your remainder theorem. So I suppose you still recall this. Whenever we divide a binomial, we divide a polynomial by a binomial, there is, we could see that we could express this in terms of remainder theorem. No? So for instance, if I would, okay, so we could express this in terms of p of x. So you have p of x. When divided into x minus r, meaning this one of the supposed roots, no? Supposedly, if the answer is equal to 0, x is, we could say, no, or we could have a converse statement here that r, x minus r is a root. That r is one of the root. A root. Okay, one of the root. So there are many roots depending on the degree of the polynomial, no? If it is equal to 0, all right? So meaning in the binomial x minus r, if we divide it, we could divide it and there is no remainder actually. What we mean here is not actually equal to 0, but q of x, which is the quotient, with zero remainder, we could say that r is a root. Okay, r is a root. Okay, we could say that, no? So that could be. But in the remainder theorem, normally, there is there's a remainder. No? There's a remainder. So this is not Normally, when we have a remainder, no, we could know the remainder by dividing one of the root, supposed root, no, that is in the form x minus r, no. Then we could test that binomial is a root. That r is the root, no, not the x minus r, because x minus r is one of the binomial that is to be divided to the polynomial expression. If the quotient has no remainder, therefore, no, r is one of the root, and x minus r is one of the binomial that could evenly divide p of x. Okay, so that's a clarification here. No? For instance, I would like to have an example here. Now let's look at the example of the book. There is a given p of x. P of x here, say 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 8. So when divided is divided by x minus 1. So we are testing here whether okay. So we are testing whether divided by x plus 1. So meaning we're testing whether x is equal to what is negative 1 as a root. One of the root. No? If not, there will be a remainder. Okay, let's try. Now, how will you do that? Of course, you could just substitute. You could assume that this is your binomial is equated to 0, assuming that's a root. So x plus 1 would be equal to 0, or x is equal to negative 1. So that negative 1 will be substituted now to that p, PR, which is the assumed root, negative 1. We are testing whether it's a root or there's a remainder. All right. So for this case, we will solve for p of negative 1 such that we could substitute. So negative 1 cubed. All right. We could substitute that. 3 minus 3 times 1 squared. Negative 1 rather. Negative 1. All right. Then we will continue here. All right. So minus the plus. So plus 1 plus 8. So obviously, upon computing, this is equal to 4. So therefore, it's not a root. There's a remainder 4. Meaning, we could answer now the question, if the polynomial given to x cubed minus 3x squared minus x plus 8 is divided by x plus 3, the remainder is equal to 4. Okay? So that's what we call the remainder theorem. So this is the remainder theorem under the zeros of the polynomial. Because we assume that's a root, therefore the binomial is equated to 0. We could solve for the x or the root, assume root. And when substituted to the polynomial, that will be equal to 0 if it is a root, or it could have a remainder. Now that's what we call remainder theorem. All right. Then factor theorem. So this is the, if it is 0, it could divide, or perhaps it is one of the factors. If here, if your again, if I would go back here, if your p of x is divided to x minus r, then a quotient with 0 remainder, meaning I will bring it here. Okay, so we have p of x when divided to x minus r, that will bring that will be equal to Q of X with zero remainder. No? With zero remainder. Therefore, so your P of R, it follows that P of R is equal to 0. When you substitute that R to the polynomial, that will be equal to 0. Therefore, X minus R is a factor. X minus R is a factor. Is a factor of P of X. All right? So that's the case. No? Of course, we could always, for instance, we would like to solve for the roots of the equation. So we could know the factors. If you know the factors, you will know the roots of the equation. Okay? So because it's in binomial form. No? For instance, you have P of X is equal to X cubed or X squared plus X minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, we could have a tentative. No, we could have a tentative factors, guys. Now, we could have a tentative factors. No, so we could pair. Now, since it's a negative 6, now this could be a pair. No, so by the way, what are the factors of 6? So it could be 1, 2, 3, right? So if it's negative, so this is how we could pair this. No? So it's possible that we could have 1, 2, negative 3, or 1, negative 2, 3. Right? So we could test this. Now, pwede nating i-test. Or it could be negative 1, 2, 3. So that's a possibility. Or it is also possible that you have all negatives, right? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. All right? So only 3. Now, from we could choose plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3. There are 6 possible factors. Only 3 of them would be when apply the remainder theorem. Now, PR, the answer would be 0. Okay? Guys, I want you to solve for the for those roots. Okay? Solve for the roots. Okay, solve for the roots. So, I'm already giving you actually, baliktad pala ako. Sorry, my mistake ha. Kasi, so it could be, sorry, it could be, since negative 6 to, so minus, no, plus. Dapat positive pala. My mistake. So it could be negative, dalawa, pares. Yan, or, it's a mistake on me, no? Or it could be this one, or wala. Basta you just, I would suggest you test positive negative 1, positive negative 2, positive negative 3 as a root. Okay? Okay, i-try natin guys. You try. And then on the chat box, chat your answer, which are the roots of the equation by applying your remainder theorem. Alright? And the remainder should be equal to 0. So for that to become a factor theorem. No? So remainder theorem is a factor theorem wherein P of R is equal to 0. Okay? Okay, guys? Okay, Jo Marie has 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, 1 or 2 more if you have your answer. So those are the roots. Now, of course, if you have the roots, you will know the factors. No? For 1, it will be x minus 1. For negative 2, it's x plus 2. For negative 3, it's x plus 3 as factors of the polynomial. But the root is 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay, other answers aside from Jom? Okay, another way to solve this is what we call synthetic division. But I will not anymore elaborate on synthetic division. So for a factor theorem for me and the remainder theorem are sufficient methodologies for us to determine the factors of a polynomial expression. Now, we need also to understand that there are several roots. Later on, I will be discussing the several roots. Okay, so meron tayong 4 na kategorya. Actually, 5 category. But I will be discussing the first 3 roots, type of roots. No? Okay, other takers, guys, aside from John. So I will, before I put credit if the answer is correct. Okay, are there other takers? Okay, so I think yan, John got it correctly. Okay, congrats, John, for your answer. So the answer is 1, negative 2, negative 3. So I could simulate that using Octave. So one of the software that we could use. So you could also make use of this gem or Jom, no, or the rest, no, of course, because I've seen Jom using Algebra, no. So this could be Octave Online. We could just, okay, I will have a preparatory, so we could just factor directly here. So by commanding factor, all right. But I forgot the equation. Okay. All right, so let me check. So factor x cube, right, plus 4 times x squared plus x minus 6. All right, so that's the command for factor. So definitely it's expected for us to bring or to display the factors. X minus 1 corresponds to the root equal to 1. X plus 2 corresponds to negative 2. X plus 3 corresponds to negative 3. Okay? So that's one way. You could browse this, guys. This is pre-internet. Octave-online.net. Okay, that's a good tool for us to solve some problems easily without Googling it. No? Hindi na kailangan i-Google. So you could have a scientific tool in the internet, a computational tool just like this, Octave Online. Okay? So I'm using this for my higher years. And visualization, you may use Algebra. I would encourage you. You have your applications as well. All right. Now, for the roots of the equation, we need to understand okay, another concept perhaps before we forgot is the fundamental theorem of algebra. Fundamental theorem of algebra. It says here, every polynomial p of x equal to 0 has at least one root, real or complex. So that we mean by fundamental theorem of algebra. At least one root, real or complex. Okay? So let's analyze, no? Assuming this theorem. So we have, for instance, x raised to 7 minus 3 x raised to 5 plus 2 is equal to 0 has at least one root. Okay? So because it's actually a polynomial. It's a polynomial actually. No? So it is expected to have at least one root, whether it is real or complex. How about this one? Uh, how about this one? Square root of x plus 3 equal to 0. So for the first one, our comment is has at least one root because of the by virtue of the fundamental theorem of algebra. How about x square root of x plus 3? Guys, how about square root of 3 plus 3? How will you assess if there is a root for this? Okay, anyone? Okay, it has no roots because it is not a rational expression. So it is not rational, therefore, the fundamental theorem of algebra does not apply to this, no? It's not applied to this, no? Since no root has no root, okay, has no root since no number r exists such that f of r is equal to 0. And take note also that this is not rational, so it may not be applied. Okay, so please take note of the difference. Now, the number of roots, another concept. Okay, the number of roots will be defined by the nth degree. The nth degree, take note, the nth uh, the nth degree okay, the nth degree has exactly n roots, no? So, ibig sabihin, kung 5th degree ang equation, 5 roots. Kung 7th degree, if you have 7th degree equation, you have 7 roots, etc. So the nth degree has exactly n roots. So take note of that also. Take note of that property as well. Okay. So I hope you're getting my point. Anyway, it's on your notes. It will be saved on this note, the link that I have provided to you a while ago. Now, another concepts is the types of roots. So we need to understand the type of roots. Normally, there are what we call complex conjugates. So one type of the root is what we call complex and irrational roots. Okay. Okay, so the first one under this category is complex. just like your Pythagorean, just like your quadratic equation, where we could have complex conjugates. It's true also with polynomial equations. They have complex and irrational roots. Another, so it could be rational roots, the rational root. So it's possible that we could have rational roots, all right? And it's also possible not just rational, but an integral root. Integral meaning whole numbers, no? Integral. Anyway, later I will demonstrate using your... So those are the three fundamental roots that is expected of a polynomial equation. You could have complex conjugates, complex and irrational. There could be rational roots, meaning they're in fraction, or it could be integral roots. No? So those are... Yeah, there are a lot of examples here in your book. We could always... you could review this, solve problems. I will jump to supplementary problems. For some okay, so I think there are easy supplementary problems here. No? Uh, okay, guys, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Are still there? No, baka you're eating na. I hope you're still okay. By the way, next week will be our last lecture week, week 17. Then I'll give you your final exam. It's a take home. It will make or break you because it's a final examination, which is 40% of your grade together with the other previous examination. But we'll have a more bearing on this, guys, because this is a take home. This is a person be giving a take home exam that will be submitted for 1 week. No? So 1 week, guys. Week 17, I'll be giving. You could submit that until before we meet by week 18. Week 18 will be having our... I'll be providing a special link for those who will join the program on Tuesday. No, that's December 6th. That's week 18. So instead of having a final exam on that day, no more. It's a more of fellowship day. A little bit of a program. All right? That we have, and then we'll have our lunch fellowship together, both virtually and physically. All right? Okay, so let's have some sample problems here. Okay, let me open my... Okay, I will just flash on the board, no? Because I don't have much time in typing. Guys, you just determine the remainder. Okay? Oh, there are 7 of you. So perhaps I would see on an activity. Anyway, so there are a lot. For a while, guys. Okay, wait for a while. I'm still loading my files. So last time we used this material, one quadratic that was with 14. Okay, uh, can you see here? Okay, so we will just assign. Okay, so take note here. So perhaps ano lang tayo? I could okay, I will just take it randomly, no? Okay, okay. So take note A, B, C, E, F, G. G is 20.46. No, but the okay, 20.46 has choices, no? It's well, it's shocking that there is a choice here, no? Okay. So guys, okay, I will make use of roulette for a pair ano para we could have a pair share. Okay. Alright guys, the seven of you, no? So first is to solve for letter A. You take note of your number. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right. G is on the. I will be post. Okay. I'll be. Letter G would be the 0.46 item. No. So let me do it now, guys. They are last. Then afterwards will be dismissed. So take note of your letter. Ball is letter A. We could have. So ball is A. Take note. Next letter B. Okay. This time, James. I would answer now. James letter B. Okay. Next letter C. Spotify on our YouTube live stream. Thank you, Sir Ars. Thank you, sir. So, Jom is letter C. Next. Okay, Aaron is letter D. Letter, okay, Mai is letter E. Okay. Then between battle between F and G. Okay, F and Gem is G. Right? So Shad, Shad is F, Gem is G. Okay, so that's your assigned task, guys. So I will uh, bring back the answers. So A, B, C, D, F, and then G is 20.46. Okay, so here you just need to determine the remainder of the following. Okay, so chat, put your answers in the chat box immediately as soon as you answer. Okay, that will be our last. Thank you, Sir RC, for dropping by on our uh, uh, college algebra class, college and advanced algebra class. Oh, sige, noted, Aaron. Sige. But of course, yan. Sana nag-allocate tayo ng time on our class because our official class is 12:30 until 12:30. No? Yan. So, Aaron can participate. So, the rest would answer the question. So, I'll be giving credits for that. Perhaps I could give you 5 minutes or less to solve this, guys. Yeah, thank you, Sir RC. No? Okay, you may apply the remainder theorem to determine the remainder. Okay, I think that's a simple exercise, guys. Ang mahirap lang yung nandun sa letter G, yung 20.46. By the way, sa 24.46, there are choices. Okay? So, but of course, you should determine it first. Again, thank you, Sir RC, no, for dropping by. Really appreciate that, sir. Again, thank you, Sir RC, for dropping by. Really appreciate that, sir. All right. Oh, guys, 3 minutes na lang, guys. Chat, put on the chat box your answers, no? Oh, guys, madali lang yan, ha? You just use your remainder theorem to get the remainder. All right? Okay, wow, Jem has an answer. Okay, wait, Jem, wait. Relax lang. Okay, I'm just fixing here your... Okay, Jem has an answer. No? Okay, my mind. All right. Okay, it's correct. Letter 1. Remainder for letter E is 1. Correct, my mind. You got it's my mind. Correct. I'll check later, Jem. I'll check your answer. Actually, Jem, you are correct. No? You're correct. Jem is correct in answering 20.46. No? That's letter G. Okay, Jem. It's a good thing that you. That's a top question. Okay. Aside from Jem and Maymay, please flash now your answers. Okay, Bal. What's your letter, Bal? Letter assignment? It's Bal. It's letter A. Okay. Actually, your answer is close enough. I give you a chance. Bal. Your answer is very close. Bal. For Shad, letter F. Shad, your answer is too far. Shad, you could reconsider. I would reconsider another answer. Shad. But for Bal, it's too close. Shad, please recompute. Okay. Okay, Jom. Okay, Jom, are you sure? Please take note of the positive or negative. Is it negative? Yeah, that's it. Okay, correct, Jom. For letter C. Jom is correct. All right. Negative 13 over 8 is letter C. Shad and Bal, try to reconsider, recompute. I'm giving you a chance. It's still a full. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Shad, letter F is correct. So that's 33 for Shad. Right? Bal, your answer is too close, huh? Right? How about A, B, D, and E? Alright? Recomputing. Okay. Sige. Okay. Yes, 9. Negative 9. Negative 9. Too close for 8, no? Correct, Bal. Correct. So, that's correct. So, I'll get that. So, for letter A, it's Bal. Alright? So, Aaron ask permission. Yes. Yeah, next time, just be careful, Bal, in your computation. So, 8 is close, but not quite equal to 9. Okay? So, I don't know, James, if you could participate. James? Okay, what letter assigned to James? Okay, James, letter B. And Aaron, he has permission. Okay, James, are you there? So we will be discussing other topics, no? I suppose for inequalities, I might go back some concept inequalities, no? Because that's the time that I was not around. So you just have your homework. So I will still have a week for that. One more week. Next week we'll be discussing that and some other topics. No, we will look at an overview on the aspects of or the objectives of every topics for college and advanced algebra. We will browse to that and perhaps we will look into that. All right, James, are you there? Okay, so perhaps you could chat your answer, James, for letter B. Okay, so far let me browse through your course, no? While waiting for fully, I hoping that James would put an answer on the assigned task, no? Uh, I'll browse through our curriculum and perhaps so that I could we could back to. Okay, I think this is not the LD Woosley. It's more of my course in the seminary on my other YouTube account. Google account, rather. Right. Okay, so far, if we'll browse through our notes, no? So your required readings, that's all we could have. So we started with fundamentals, special products on the prelim, factoring, uh, yeah, special products, and then exponents. No, we have discussed it, radical as well. So those are the coverage of your prelim. For midterm, it's more on linear equation, one variable, then functions and graphs and quadratic. Now, but for the final exam, now I include your inequalities, now which you it had been given as a take-home exam. Then simultaneous equation x and y, we have done that together with the quadratic equation. Then so far we have logarithm. Then I will not anymore discuss the application. This will be discussed on your math of investments, no? The application for logarithm and exponents. And now so far we're digging in with the polynomial functions. No? As far as our course notes concerned, no, we are almost done. Perhaps I would say 80% of the course had been taught to you. Now we could look at the our reference syllabus. Let's see if there are other things that need to be taught also on week 17. So I should download this for your reference sake. So of course we have algebra expression on week numbers 1 to 2. We have done that so far. And again, exponents and radicals had been taught to you during the prelim period. And the relations and graphs as well. No? So we use GeoGebra, introduce GeoGebra to you. No? To that to include the graphs of lines as well as the quadratic equation, which is basically a parabola. And then perhaps I need to recall some inequalities because I'm not around. I think that I need to reemphasize that. And of course, some word problems in your systems of linear equation. We will have that also on week 17. Then so far we have already done with logarithmic function. These are topic today. Natural logarithmic, no, properties, no. You have the notes, and now we are digging in the polynomial functions and equations. So far, I think this. Then I will be adding some topics like binomial expansion. But though I will not touch anymore on probability, and because that will be taught in your statistics, no. What else? Series will be taught on your number theory. No? So I think there are a lot. Even Venn diagram, the Venn diagram will be taught to you in logic set and logic theory. You have your what do you call that? Logic. You have now your logic theory, no? What course is that, my mind? Logic and set theory. You have that. 131. Yes. Yes, 131. So Venn diagram, I suppose, and other stops that are normally algebra is part of the logic and set theory. No? So I will not discuss that anymore. So normally, perhaps binomial expansion is a good way to using what you call that, Pascal's triangle. I could overview on that. The expansions perhaps the middle terms, no? So I think we are done. And thank you guys for your cooperation, no? So far the materials are there. So basically, uh, you download. I suggest you download the materials that I uploaded for your future use, because as soon as they were archived, you will no longer have an access to the materials of the classroom. Okay, so that would be. So far, we are, I think, 80. It's safe to say that we discussed 80, 70 to 80%. I think that's a curricular expectation for a course. We're not really on a 100%. It's not the ideal, because of many reasons. But 70 to 80 is okay already. Meaning the remaining the remaining 20% could be complemented by your readings, your personal study, and your review as well. No? So again, that would be our agenda next week. We will be all purely online. So that will be our final. It's more of a final review for us. So that and then after the class, I'll be giving you the link for the final exam. That could be done for a week. It will be submitted on week 18. But on week 18, we'll have just a program, no? A year-end program, also our Christmas program. At LD, I'll be physically around together with the second year and third year students. Okay? Uh, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for your cooperation. I think James may not be able to answer anymore. Guys, for a while, I have a call, no? For a while. Okay, guys, no? So thank you for your cooperation, no? Sige. So let's see each other next week for our final round, and let's close in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity where we could continue our rundown of activities and topics. I pray, Lord, for your guidance, and the students will be preparing for their final examination. I pray for your blessing upon them, bless their diligence of study, and that they may become a blessing to their respective churches and to their family as well. May you bless them also as they're having a plan to be part of the teaching profession as a Christian educator, that they may continually influence positively for the sake of the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, our young generation, our future generation, which will be sooner or later become leaders of our country. We thank you, Lord. We honor you. Bless our time together, even our respective family as we are about to partake our lunch. Bless them, O Lord, and that it will bring glory and honor to you. This is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you next week. Don't be absent, guys. No? Our week 17 attendance is very crucial for your final examinations. Okay? So I'll be giving hints for the final examination on week 17. Okay? God bless you all. See you next week. Okay? See you. Bye.